Hey guys, welcome to the Game Precast, episode 22. My name is Frank. I'm joined by Mike. This is our podcast where we talk about all things gaming. We like to start the show off talking about what we've been doing recently. So, Mike, kick us off with that.
Yeah, well, still haven't really been watching anything really. I haven't watched that much TV or
How
movies
dare
or
you?
anything like that. Still have left Falcon and Winter Soldier to the wayside. I know there's episodes 2 and 3 out
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and 4 is gonna come out
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Two
yeah.
days.
I just really couldn't care less. I don't know. There's not
Yeah, I
really.
wasn't big on episode 3. A lot of people really liked it. It was just very actiony. Like,
Yeah,
not like typical superhero movie actiony. Like, almost more John Wicky actiony, if that makes any sense.
kinda. Yeah.
But,
I'm. I don't know. It's just not my thing. It's not that compelling, at least. Just kind of over the MCU. It's the same thing over and over and over again, for
besides
the most part.
WandaVision was great, and you still haven't fucking seen it.
No, I have not because I'm just completely disenfranchised. The only thing that looks halfway interesting to me is Loki because the trailer for that dropped yesterday, and I'm definitely gonna watch that. I mean, Tom Hiddleston's a great actor. Loki's a great character. I like how this actually looks like a unique setting and story and premise, compared to just the other cliche stuff that's been going around the genre recently. And no, I am definitely excited for it. And Owen Wilson, wow,
Yeah.
it's great to see him in there. I love him, Lightning McQueen. Anyways, get to what I've been playing in about a second. I just want to go over something I've been reading recently. I put Dark Force Rising, Thrawn book to the side, for the past week and a half, probably just week. And I started reading Watchmen by Alan Moore. This shit is incredible. Probably the best graphic novel I have ever read. It's it is DC, right? It is like a comic book. There are superheroes. It is still that sort of thing. It is just insanely grounded in the world we live in while still being a completely foreign and distant setting. And it seems like we could never get to this point, but it feels, so lifelike when you're reading through it that, anything like it seems like it's not like a high improbability. Like if certain
Got
events
it.
in history turned out differently, like this you could see this happening almost. Maybe not the
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan thing in particular,
But
but
everything else, the
yeah, because it is inherently political. But what I really like about it is that it's not like the modern political stuff. Like people will go back and say, on Reddit or whatever, "Oh, Watchmen, the graphic novel, it was woke for the time. It's a pretty woke work." And no, it's not. Like you're completely if you think Watchmen, not the show, not the well, obviously not the Snyder movie, but if you think Watchmen, the graphic novel, is woke, you are completely devoid of any concept of nuance. Um, Nothing is black and white in this. Everything is ambiguous. Everything has a layer of gray around it. You are given characters on all sides of the political spectrum, just all sides of the spectrum of life in general. You are given what they do. You are given their justifications, their reasoning, their actions. Who they are, what they do, and the events that play out around them. Whether they play out due to their input or not. You are given all the information. You are given all aspects, all points of view, and then you, the reader, the audience, are left to decide how you feel about it. Um, that's something I really didn't like about the show. I mean, I haven't watched the show yet, so I could be wrong on this, but I heard that they paint Rorschach in like a negative light, and like he has followers now. That wear like his mask, but they're like alt right and neck beards and shit. And of course, they're all
yeah,
white males and stuff. And they're like, am I right? Because you've seen the show. Is this in the show?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that that's not at all who Rorschach's character is, or what he does, or what he did, I should say. Um, like you can make the case for Rorschach being like alt right and an extremist, maybe even a Nazi, but that would be just to completely miss the entirety of the point of his character. I feel like to just sum him up in just one generalization like that, just to dismiss him, it's just kind of like cancel culture today. It's like you just completely misrepresent. what the actual entity is, and you just misinform people. And I feel like that's what the show is doing to that character, and that's why I don't know if I'm going to watch it. But the graphic novel just does a really good job of treating the reader as an intelligent individual, being capable of making their own decisions and discerning right from wrong, and just you decide how you feel about the story, which, seems like, it should be a given in any game you play, any movie you watch, any book you read. But, as we get further into this 21st century, that's actually, kind of going away. Media would rather just preach to you how to feel about a story. Like The Last of Us 2, that's why I really don't like it, because, the director is definitely telling you to feel a certain type of way. You aren't left to discern anything for yourself. There's no moral ambiguity. There should be. That's why the first game was so great. There was no clear answer. Did Joel do the right thing? Um, but in Last of Us 2, it's like, yes, no, he didn't. He's terrible. He's evil. He deserves to die brutally. Abby is great. She is not a hypocrite. Everything is fine. Ellie's a piece of shit too. Fuck the characters you love. And, you know, if you walked away from the story feeling like that, you have every right to. But that viewpoint shouldn't be forced on you from the director, from the writer, from whoever, because you should just treat your audience as intelligent people, being able to come up with their own conclusions. And that's why I really like Watchmen, because it completely allows that, while being just as in depth as something that would try to indoctrinate you, if you're following me
You
through all
should
this.
watch the TV though, because the TV show is pretty good.
No, I do intend to watch it, but I watched the Snyder movie. I want to finish this because I'm about halfway through.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm gonna watch the director's cut of the Snyder movie, and then I'll watch the show.
Okay.
But Watchmen, fucking great. Definitely the best graphic novel I've ever read up until this point. But no one is watching this part of the video; they are skipping ahead, so I'll just move on to what I've been playing. And the only reason I talked about the book for a minute is because I've only been playing one game this entire week. I don't have much to talk about. That's Fallout New Vegas.
Great
Um,
game.
I haven't played it before up until this point,
Oh, did you finish the quest we were talking about last week?
dude.
Rocket
did I
ship.
finish? Did I finish the quest?
Oh, you beat the whole game, 100% it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't 100% it, but well, I don't know. I technically beat it, but I'm getting other endings out of the way
Yeah.
before I do the
There's a
ending that
lot.
I want to stick with. Because the ending I'm going to stick with is siding with Yes Man and taking the strip in New Vegas for myself.
Okay.
I already have all the allies, under my belt. Everything's going great. I did, this morning, I'm not going to say what
Yeah,
I was
I
going to say because I
probably know
don't
what you're
want to
talking about.
implicate myself in anything. No, you definitely don't.
Oh.
I'll tell you after the show. But anyway,
What
at
was your
some
ending for the quest you were talking about last week?
at some time this morning I did beat the game and get the NCR ending. No, I for the Bright followers, you mean? Come
Yeah.
fly with me.
Yeah.
I sent them on their merry way.
Okay, good. That's what I
I
did.
I didn't have the science skill to navigate them properly, so one of the rockets got hit off course. I could see it like swirling as
Yeah.
it took off,
Fucking
but
blow up.
yeah, no, I convinced the scientist to not sabotage them,
Good.
and yeah, no, they got away safely.
Great game.
But
Best Fallout game.
yeah, well, I'm having a great time. Last night, oh, I committed a sin.
What you do?
I wiped out the Brotherhood of Steel.
Oh, you fucking
And
douchebag.
I didn't even blow up their bunker. I mean, I did after the fact, but I killed them all inside beforehand. Um, Obviously, I didn't save any of this. Well, like it is saved, but it's not what my main playthrough is going to be. My main playthrough, I'm allied with them. I installed Paladin Hard and Elder, so I'm pretty well familiar with the Brotherhood, and I want to keep them around. Most factions I decided to keep around, even the White Glove Society. I just rooted out the fucking cannibals.
Yeah.
Uh, Anyway, yeah, no, this morning I did For the Republic Part 2. I finished that, wiped out Caesar's Legion. I actually talked down the legate that they had there.
Yeah.
Because I had 100 speech. I could convince him to just leave after wiping out his forces.
Did you do like a
And
lot of the side content?
Yeah, I've done quite a fair bit of it, but like even after I get the endings, I'm still gonna keep playing and doing multiple playthroughs,
You
and
gotta.
because yeah, it is the best Fallout game. I mean, I I'll say this: if this game had For's graphics and gunplay and just overall gameplay, it would be the best, one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: even without that, though, it still is one of the best games ever made, in my opinion.
Did
And
you play Fallout 3?
I think it's in my top 10 of all time games played at
Damn.
this point. Honestly,
That's
I
awesome.
am
I
loving
mean,
New
it's in my top
Vegas.
10. Probably in my top 5.
Yeah, it has the potential to get there, but I just want to completely,
Yeah,
get through with
definitely. That's
it.
fair.
I have not played Fallout 3. Well,
Oh,
no,
all
I
right.
did.
You
I
gotta do it
did.
next.
I did as a kid. Hated it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated it. But since I've been replaying this, I did buy it, so I'm waiting for it to come in. I'll
Oh.
play it after. And I
Oh no.
may or may not have gotten the collector's edition for New Vegas.
Oh. How much you spend on that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just know that I have the platinum chip now,
Oh,
or
I
I will
had the
be.
play. I sold it though. Yeah, I
You
bought it on
have
eBay. I was able to find it for like $40 or something like that, which was a complete steal.
just the chip
The whole
or the
collector's
entire.
edition. And then
Bro, when was this?
this was 2 years ago maybe.
All right, I'll tell you how much I
Because
paid.
I
I
was in a
paid
thing
two.
where I was just buying and selling collector's editions on eBay to make money.
Oh, I recall.
So
I
yeah,
recall
all
the
we were fucking. That was a whole fucking year of negotiation over
the
fucking
saga of the
Star
Old
Wars.
Republic.
Yeah, but I was doing that for a while. I was just my hobby. I was buying them and selling them. So I bought it for like $40 and sat on my shelf for like a whole month, and then I sold it for like $200 or something like that.
Yeah, I got mine for 250. I'll just say it now because the fact that you paid 40 is fucking ridiculous.
I
But
know. Well, it was used. It wasn't new.
oh, it was used. Well,
Yeah, it
this is
was.
used too.
Okay.
And I decided since I already have a copy for Xbox, I got the collector's edition for PlayStation 3 so I can get the DLC before, the store shuts down and then get trophies on there as well
Yeah.
as achievements. And actually, you know what? As we're still on the topic of New Vegas, I actually, you know what? Feel free to use this. I might put this out on Twitter. I don't think, well, most people don't have the platinum ship from the New Vegas collector's edition, but you can have a piece of paper, I guess, as a substitute. But since I got this collector's edition, me and my buddies like to play poker quite a bit, Texas Hold'em in particular. So I just came up with, this morning, a platinum chip Texas Hold'em. So just gonna say, if any of you are interested in gambling or playing poker, you're gonna find this pretty interesting, I think. So I'm not gonna. Well, we have our own chip values. Uh, when me and my boys play. So the platinum chip is going to be worth 380 in our game, lucky 38. So that will be put into the first pot as the initial ante for everyone, and then that will then be given to whoever wins the first hand. And then after that, however, the platinum chip must be used as a bet or part of a bet within 3 hands so that others have a chance to obtain it. But obviously, the platinum chip does not have to be called because no one's going to really want to call 380 every time it's used. And then after that, at which point the cycle repeats thereafter on them. But of course, the initial platinum chip holder can always win the chip back for themselves and theoretically retain it the whole game if they play their cards right. Whoever ends up the platinum chip at the end of the game will obviously have a significant advantage. So, kind of brewed that up this morning when I got it because I think I kind of want a modifier in our games for a while,
Yeah.
and this will be it. So yeah, if you like Texas Hold'em, and you have the platinum chip for the New Vegas Collector's Edition, you're watching this, which I don't know what the probability of that shit is, but
Very, very fucking low. Like
very slim.
next to
But
impossible.
hey, if you like New Vegas, you can just get a piece of paper, cut it into a circle, write platinum chip on it or whatever, and there you go.
Look at that.
Look at that.
All right.
If you couldn't tell already, this episode is going to have a lot of filler in the beginning because we do not have many topics for today.
Yeah. I got the list open on my second monitor. It's so weak. But
We can't help what happens in the industry.
we
We can
can't.
only report on it.
All right. So, for the games that I've played some very good experiences and some very iffy experiences. But so I did the Alan Wake DLC. Those two things I finished up. I remember last
How'd you
week.
like them?
The second DLC was a lot better.
The second one's awesome
Yeah,
with
the
Mr. Scratch.
first one was iffy. Second one was really good. But Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really dive into it too much because the last 2 weeks I've talked about Alan Wake, so there's really not much to add. But I thought they were pretty
You
good.
can never talk about
Well,
Alan Wake too much.
oh,
Come on.
that's topic number 3 in the video. Mike, come on, don't spoil it for the fans. I've went back into Madden for a little bit. I was just messing around. Played for like 5 hours of it. I don't know. I was bored. So because I'd be on my Xbox playing another game, and that game would stop working, which we'll get into in a little bit. So then I was like, oh, I don't want to turn my Xbox off, so I'm going back on Madden, and I started up a new franchise with it. For anyone who watches football, I got Trevor Lawrence to the Patriots. Somehow got the #1 overall pick. Did a bunch of trades, and yeah, but that's not actually going to happen in the NFL. So I'll probably start a new franchise after the draft happens, and we'll make it a little bit more realistic. Now, as far as the other game I've played, Outriders. Now, I know Mike has quite a bit to say, and we're going to wait to hear his opinion on this. We're going to wait
Yeah, I didn't
because
even.
I have a
Well,
whole category for his rant. I know it's coming.
well, I'll just say this. I didn't mention it in the games that I played earlier this week because I played very little
Yeah,
of it.
that's fair.
Uh,
No, we'll talk about its issues that it had, the woes, but right here, I just want to say that I thought it was fun. What I've played for it, I've gotten a little over halfway done with the game. Um,
Blow it out your ass. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
it is fun. It's a fun game. It's a janky game. It's a bland game. It's the voice acting. It's the worst voice acting I've ever seen.
Oh my
I
god.
could do
Can we
so
talk
much,
about that scream? That
dude.
scream? Do you know what
I,
I'm talking
I
about?
do know what you're. There,
Or like,
it gets worse. Like you don't. It's the most bland. Like there's no emotion. I'll be like, oh my god, you're dying. Oh no,
goodbye.
don't, don't, don't die. Like I could,
Oh no, don't do it.
but anyway, that is. Let's actually move into the Outriders category now. So because
All
people
right.
probably skipped the
Well,
intro and they actually want to hear us rant about it. So first off, I want to say that it has been a huge success number wise.
can't deny
Um,
that.
Outriders performance on PC. Its Steam peak is 125. Let me just make sure it hasn't changed because it has been a little bit. Let me go on Steam charts real quick.
You know, it's been fluctuating a little bit here and there. Uh,
Uh,
definitely surpassed Avengers
yeah,
by a
all
large
time peak
mark.
is still the same. Okay, so 125,000 is its all time peak. That is higher than Borderlands 2. That's higher than Borderlands 3. That is about 4 times higher than Avengers, which is made by Square Enix. So that is on PC. If we go over to the console perspective, Outriders debuted at #5 on the most popular played titles in Game Pass, behind Minecraft, Forza Horizon 4, Rainbow Six Siege, and NBA 2K21. Now that's not at this moment, I believe. I think that's all-time player bases. So it has been a huge success number-wise. Now critically, I know Metacritic is not the best, but as far as what critics are saying about what you would expect for this kind of style game, 7.5 out of 10. Now, the main issue, which I'm sure Mike wants to talk about, is the servers. They were very bad in that first 3 days, 4 days. They are better now. I haven't had any issues in the last day or so, so hopefully it stays that way. They definitely had a lot more people than they were expecting, but then again, they had a demo, so they should have had a better idea. And it shouldn't have been this bad, especially if you're someone like Square Enix. They have money; they can do stuff about this. But what do you think, Mike? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm not even mad about the server thing anymore, man, because it's over and done with, you know, so there's no like use in wasting breath over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was pretty unacceptable, I would say. I mean, I saw people defending them left and right on Twitter. You know, obviously the demo is going to have a limited capacity in terms of the content available compared to the main game, so maybe that would have something to do with, you know, calibrating the servers to make sure that they don't implode on launch. I don't know. I get really tired of having of I don't I am tired of spending $60 on a game. I'm not saying spend $60 on Outriders, but I'm not. I'm just saying this is the principle. I'm tired of spending $60 on a game. You know, day one they get our money, and for a reason or another, particularly with these live service titles, they just don't work.
yeah,
I mean, Think about it if you watched a movie and then just the projector broke and it's like, oh, come back in 3 days.
Yeah.
You can watch your movie. No refund though. You don't get your money back. And it's just like, well, I'm not saying that they aren't gonna, give refunds if you play under 2 hours on
Yeah.
Xbox or Steam, you get refunds. But again, it's the principle. It's like you in any other business that would not fly. It's like, I don't know, you order a meatball sub at Wawa or something, and you get just a moldy, rancid sack of garbage instead. And it's just like, oh, well, kind of got messed up in the oven. Sorry, maybe again, if you want to wait a little bit, we'll have your sub for you. But can we just restart I am doing terrible with
Nah,
these
dude,
fucking
you're good.
allegories.
Keep it
I'm
up.
doing
You are
terrible with
fine,
these
Mike.
allegories. I'm not making sense,
You
man.
are
At least
making
not to
perfect
me.
sense. You were
I'm not
saying that
making
if
sense.
you spend $60, Mike worked hard for that money. He grinded in the fucking caves. He had the pickaxe, dashing that iron, and guess what? You see little Square Enix, their little suits over there. They're not giving you the property you want. You paid $60. You want to go and actually play it. Imagine,
Yes, thank
now the moldy meatball sub. That's where I was a little iffy on, but there are
yeah,
probably
no.
better. I don't
The
know the
movie
fucking.
theater one worked.
The
I
movie
I
theater
just
one worked.
I don't
The
know why
movie,
when I had
but
meatball subs on my mind, I got
it
meatball
did.
parm on my
It's a very fucking true thing because as a consumer,
no other industry, it would fly. You know
yeah,
what? That was the point I was trying to
it
make.
makes
It
perfect sense because like you're spending $60, and for some people $60 isn't a lot, but for a lot of people $60 is a lot. Like you might only be able to buy a few games in the year, and if you're spending $60 at launch, that means you're very excited for the game and you want to be able to play it. You don't want to have to wait a week for the servers to get better. I mean, especially since they had a demo, they should have known that, oh, this game's gonna be popular. We need to increase our server size. And it's not, if this was like a very small company, it'd be like, all right, it's okay. Great success. This is Square Enix we're talking about. This Square Enix has money. They can make big servers. They've done live service games before. This isn't their first rodeo. They did a very, very popular, great game. 10 out of 10 Avengers. Everyone loves it. No haters at all in that game. So, I mean, they should have had better servers. That's the end of it.
yeah.
But, I mean, for People Can Fly, this is a huge success for them and their developers because they're not to be blamed over server issues. People Can Fly.
Yeah, it was a Square Enix back
Now,
end
as
issue.
far as issues with the game from People Can Fly's
I
perspective,
oh,
I just want to say the load screens are fucking just everywhere. It reminds me of Anthem so
yeah.
much. Every load screen they have, it's like, oh, you gotta jump over a bridge, black screen, then a load screen, then another load screen. It's like so much, and they're not long load screens, but they're still there to the point where they kind of get annoying.
Yeah.
Facial animations look pretty weak, but I mean, most live service games kind of look like that anyway.
I know I had a brain fart earlier trying to, make a metaphor to describe my point of view on the game's glitches, but I can assure you that won't happen when I dissect my reasons for just not liking the game in general. And I just want to talk about this real quick before we move on to the next
Go
category,
for it.
because look, I understand why people like it. I understand why people can dump hundreds of hours in a game like this. I get the appeal, truly. I just think it fucking sucks, personally. I mean, I have played cover shooters ever since the first Gears of War as a kid. Well, maybe not. I think I played the second. No, I played the first one first. I don't remember. I played the first or second one first, but I think it's the first one first. Point being, I played cover shooters for a long time, so I know what makes a good one. Outriders is iffy. Look, I know it's one enemy type, right? But if you are making a cover shooter, nothing is supposed to penetrate that cover. If you have like a destroyable piece of cover and you have to move from piece to piece as a part of like a level, that's something different entirely. But when you have, you know, solidified cover that cannot be broken and bullets can just go around, to the side or over to hit you, like in particular from a sniper, that's ridiculous. What is this, Wanted with James McAvoy? Bullets don't fucking curve.
Well,
Like,
I
are
mean,
you
if
kidding?
the sniper's in the sky, they can have the angle on you.
In the sky maybe, but not the ones on the ground. or the ones just at a slight elevation above me that don't have an angle on me. It's ridiculous. I've seen it time and time again while playing. And look, can we just acknowledge the game's difficulty for a second? I have no problem with difficult games, right?
Well,
As
there's
long
world
as it's
tiers.
fair.
What world
Hold
tier were
on.
you playing on, bro?
Hold I was playing on normal, right?
Okay.
But I'll tell you this: when you play that game, here it can all be coalesced in this one point. When you play this game on your own, it is not that fun.
I mean, I've been playing
At least
solo. And I've been having a blast. But then again,
for me,
I'm playing it differently. I'm not really playing it as like a cover shooter. Because with my pyromancer class, you have the fucking fire ability. So I've kind of just been running around really aggressive, dodging. Because in this game, if you're killing people, you get healing. So I've been
yeah, I
playing.
don't like that either.
Oh,
I
I
don't
like
like
it.
that there's no health
Because I
regen
just because of
because
how aggressive I'm playing, I'm a fan of that. But
I like my class encourages aggressive play, like on paper. But I feel like when I do play aggressive, I get punished for it. Like I just get lit up. I feel like when you're playing on your own, you really have no one to take the heat off you. There's just too many guns on you at once. And
yeah,
I
there
mean,
are
like,
a lot of enemies, and that's like one thing I've
yeah,
never really liked in
there's a
games
lot
when
of
they just throw a
ads.
ton of enemies at you for difficulty.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh,
But
that's the thing. It's artificial difficulty. It's like it's not based on necessarily like skill or finesse or anything. It's just like survive.
yeah, I mean, I'm playing on World Tier 3 out of 15, I believe. So I mean, it's not really that difficult for me right now. I mean, I could keep going up. I don't want to go up. I don't want this game to get to the point where I'm fucking struggling and having to redo levels, like, because
Yeah.
that's not really fun. But
I
for what
just
it's worth, I am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of it. And
I played co-op yesterday a little bit in it, and that I had fun. But even then, I just fought this boss, and it was so goddamn bland. And it was a three-phase fight for no reason other than like, oh, Dark Souls did it, and that's cool.
what boss
Let's
fight
do
was
it
it?
now. It was this massive spider in a volcano.
I know you're right.
And it was just like this did not need to be three phases. The last phase was a joke, and it was just like poor in design. Like the arena was cool to fight in with
Yeah.
like the molten lava surging up and down, and like your platform constantly changing of where you can fight on. But like overall, it's just such a weak fight. And yeah, the story sucks. The voice
Oh,
acting
yeah, the
sucks.
story is terrible. The
The voice
narrative is
acting
not that
terrible.
good at all so
No,
far. I mean, unless it picks up in the last one third of the game, but I doubt it. The voice acting is very, very rough.
egregious. The main character in particular sounds like he has a stick up his nose the entire time.
Same for the female. I've heard worse about the guy voice actor than the female, but even the female at times, like, there's no emotion. It's like I don't,
So you put this shit out. How'd you think it sounded good?
and like
It's
I
just
don't. Is it the voice actor's fault? Like, cause the fact that
I
both
think
the
it's both.
boy and the girl both are not good sounding makes me think that it might not even be their fault, and it might just more be like people can fly, not
Mhm.
giving them a direction on what to do with these lines.
I feel like it's both because even if you have no direction, there's no excuse for like that scream in the jungle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's
and
just
there are legit
terrible.
worse things. Like there's a part where like which I was saying, like someone dies and you're like, oh no, like what your friend just died. Shows some or not your friend, just some random dude gets like thrown off a cliff and you're like, oh no.
Uh,
There's a part you find this cultist leader and you go free these people and you're like, get out of here. And there's just no emotion in this get out of here. Like I don't know, but
it's just it definitely a game you play for the gameplay, 100%.
yes.
But even then, I feel like Division is a better game in that regard. Um, I don't know. Definitely glad it's on Game Pass because I would never spend a fucking dime on this. I wouldn't even pay $20 for this game personally. Like again, I understand I'm hating on it really hard, but I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. Like
That's
the
fair.
only
I mean,
time I
it's
play it
definitely it's
now,
not for everyone.
the only time I play it now is when my one friend is on. And he tells me that he wants to play, and I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. Otherwise, I don't play it on my own. It's just so bland, so uninspired,
Yeah, I mean,
eh,
it's not for
generic.
everyone. I mean, I was kind of really fiending for a game like this just because I haven't played a game like this since the Division 2's DLC came out, which was I think 2019. So it's been a while since I've played a game like this. So I was excited to go into this, and I probably would pay $60 for it. $60 to keep it? No. $60 to buy it and then resell it for $40. So only really paying $20. Yeah. But since Game Pass, it made that decision a lot easier, and I mean, Yeah,
I
I
expected
think.
more. That's my thing. I mean, for a $60 title, this really plays like a $30 one.
Yeah.
At most. I mean, they have some big fucking balls charging full AAA price because this is not a AAA game.
Oh, dude, it's fucking better than Avengers, and they charge $60 for that. So
Yeah, well, Square Enix just piss off with the live services. Yeah, like and
that's the fucking thing
that's
about Square
that's
Enix,
another thing.
though.
Why aren't they calling this a live service? Like, if I can't play in single player offline, I need a constant internet connection.
Yeah, I think the reason they're saying
How is
this is
that?
because quote unquote live service games have been really thrown in with microtransactions. I guess they're trying to say, oh, we don't have microtransactions in our game.
Yet,
So, yeah.
if it
Yeah.
succeeds, it'll be there.
Yeah,
Bet
I
your
know.
ass.
They'll be like, oh, we're adding DLC expansion. Here's a new map area, and then here is a new gun you have to pay $10 for. But yeah,
Well,
that's the thing
yeah,
with Square
there's
Enix
like a
games, Rob.
pair of boots you have to pay $6 for that give you the ability to like do a better
Yeah,
dodge.
dude,
To
Square
like it's
Enix has been so like either oh it's a hit or it's just fucking terrible. Like they've
yeah,
been like I don't. They're kind of a mess, dude. I don't know what's going on with management over
they
at Square
are,
Enix.
and they keep like digging the grave for
They make some
Avengers
great
deeper
games.
and
Like the Final
deeper.
Fantasy games have been great as of
Incredible.
recently. Nier Automata was really good. I'm sure Nier
Kingdom
Replicant's gonna be
Hearts,
good.
I liked the
Kingdom
third
Hearts
one,
has been in the middle as of recently. They've been iffy, in my opinion.
but I still liked 3. I did.
But the general consensus on it was iffy. I mean, Outriders, the consensus on it, besides server issues, was relatively well received. I mean, and Avengers, you know the story on that. That was a complete fucking flop. But they've been kind of all over the place, especially with recent releases. Balan Wonderworld, they had a platformer. That shit just completely got devastated. Like, that was a complete disaster. Um, so, yeah, I mean, that's really it. All I have to say about Square Enix, though. But
Yeah,
I'm ready to
they're
go talk about something that I'm sure you're more excited to talk about if you're
what
ready.
would that be?
That would be, well, let me write down the timestamp. That would be Um, so, according to Jeff Grubb and a few other insiders, did back this up and said they've heard the same thing. Is that Remedy is working with Epic Games on Alan Wake 2? Originally, Remedy did not want to do it yet because they said that wasn't the right scenario. They didn't have the funding for it. They didn't have the time. Well, now with Epic Games backing, Epic Games will be funding Alan Wake 2 completely. It's still going to come to consoles. It's going to come to probably just. It is going to come to Epic exclusively on PC. But if you're a console gamer, you're still getting the game. Don't worry. Um, yeah, I mean, he's saying that Alan Wake 2 is in development, which is very cool. I mean, what do you think about it, Mike?
I gotta take it with a grain of salt because it turns out not to be true. I'm gonna do something drastic. I mean, this game has been out for 11 years, and for those 11 years, it has been notoriously slept on. Alan Wake is one of the best games I've ever played, by far in the top 5 best written games I've ever played. Um, Absolutely compelling narrative, phenomenal atmosphere. I loved it from start to finish, including the DLC. I think it's one of the best games I've ever played in my life. So a sequel, yeah, you know, I don't care if Epic's funding. I'm not a big fan of them or their policies, and how they brought platform exclusivity to PC. But hey, if they're making Alan Wake 2 possible, absolutely, I'm all here for it. There will be nothing to stop me from playing that game.
It
And now I
does.
need to play the Control DLC.
Yeah, I gotta play through that
Finish
soon,
that.
but I'm gonna wait till Alan Wake's a little bit closer to go through Control and all that. But it does make me wonder about Remedy's financial situation because it seems like they're kind of just getting in everyone's pants. We know they're working with we know they're working with Xbox on the Crossfire X campaign, so they're also getting paid to do that. They are supposedly there's a rumor going around that they are working on something with PlayStation. That was backed up by multiple insiders saying, yeah, they are working on something with PlayStation. We know they're making 2 games for Epic Games, and then they
Well,
supposedly have another smaller game in development, which who knows what's going on with that. But I mean, the one game they are working independently on, or at least we think they're working independently on, is a very small scale title. So, I mean, I don't know if you think Remedy would be acquired by someone in the future. Because, I mean, they make great games, but
I feel like if that were to happen, it would be a bidding war between Microsoft and Epic Games. I don't think there's really any other two contenders because for the longest time, if you asked me at any point before the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I would have said Microsoft 100% because of all the dealings they've had. You know, Alan Wake being a 360 exclusive, Quantum Break being an Xbox One exclusive. Um,
Crossfire X.
yeah, they've had a strong connection over the years, and that's still there, and it's evident with Crossfire X, but Alan Wake 2, that's huge. I mean, if Epic's funding that fully, I mean, that really is just opening the door to further talks and negotiations, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So I think hopefully Epic Games doesn't enter exclusive talks because I really don't want them to acquire Remedy. I know Microsoft would still make sure their games are brought to both Xbox, Game Pass, and PC, and they would still be pretty much spread out everywhere. I don't trust Epic to do that same thing. Um, so hopefully either Remedy stays independent or someone acquires them. I would want it to be Microsoft, but yeah, that's my view on it.
Okay.
And Sony, I don't think that wouldn't make sense for them. I mean, it'd be out of left field,
Well, I mean, they are
but
rumored to be working on a game with them right now, but then again, they're working with the
that's
game they're
rumored.
on.
Again,
Um,
it's
I mean,
rumor.
I'm curious how much they would actually cost to get, like, how much of a bidding war there'd be.
I don't know. I mean, because they don't own the Max Payne IP, right?
Yeah,
So they don't have that. That would be pretty big. Hey, maybe that they should just Rockstar should give it back to them since Rockstar doesn't seem to be doing anything with it.
it's possible. I've never played the Max Payne games.
You
But
should
I
play
know,
3. It's one of the best third-person shooters I've ever played.
but they're so dated, bro. Like, Max Payne 1 is
Not,
20 years
not
old.
Max Payne 3 is not dated.
And I know not Max Payne 3, but I want the full story. I can't just go and play the last game.
Yes, you can.
Can I?
That's
I
what
can?
I did. That's what most people have done.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Then maybe I will go play Max Payne 3.
Well, most people.
I'm holding out
are.
like that Rockstar would, use their fucking head and go make like a remastered collection. Because you know how much money they'd make by doing that for some of their older games. But I don't know. Rockstar is a company that loves money, but they're also fucking stupid on how to get money. Like they're like, oh, let's just milk GTA 5 for the next 10 years when you could remaster some of these fucking awesome games and get a lot of people to go buy them.
Yeah, or just make something other than RDR GTA. Like a Max Payne 4. Hey, whatever happened to Agent? On their website still
MIA.
says it's in development, PS3 exclusive.
MIA, bro. It's gonna just be a PS5
The day the
exclusive.
store shuts down, the day the PS3 store shuts down,
It's
it'll
coming
be
out.
released.
Now, as far as the story for Alan Wake 2, you think it's just going to be a direct continuation of Alan Wake 1?
I am not going to make any predictions until I finish the Control DLC because
That's actually a very fair
story.
point. Because Control definitely will be leading whatever.
Because that picks up right after, well, not right after, but it takes place after the second DLC because there is a mention of a certain character that plays a prominent role in that second DLC pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten too far into it.
That makes sense.
I haven't played it since September of last year, but it was a really good DLC, and I need to get back into it soon. And I haven't played the Foundation DLC either, but I definitely care about that.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta play the 2 DLCs, but I don't want to have to replay the base game yet because I just kind of played it. What was it, 2 years ago? I want a little bit more time because I wasn't huge on its gameplay. I mean, it was fun, but enough for a replay after 2 years. But I mean, I'm gonna wait until Alan Wake 2 or whatever Remedy's really next project is related to it. And I'll do that. So maybe like a year from now is when I'll hop back. Because I mean, I have the Control Ultimate Edition on PlayStation 5 now. So
yeah, I do too.
Plus.
But I was playing on the regular version that they won't give us a free upgrade.
Yeah, fuck them, bro.
Yeah, fuck 505 games.
All right. Up next, we are going to be moving in to a pretty big thing that happened earlier in the week. Now, not everyone is that excited about it because not everyone loves sports games. But MLB The Show 21 is going to be coming to Game Pass day one. Now, the reason that this is a really big deal is the fact that this game was developed by a Sony first-party studio, Sony San Diego, I believe. They're the ones who developed this game, and I mean, this has been a PlayStation exclusive for years. And I mean, it was going to be coming to Xbox for the first time ever, and which was already a huge deal. And then you see, Microsoft, they probably went behind Sony's back because I can't imagine Sony would want to do this, and they probably just went.
They went straight to the MLB.
Yeah, they made a deal with the MLB, and MLB is going to be publishing it on Xbox, and it's coming to Game Pass. And this is exactly what Sony wanted to really do to Microsoft. I mean, they wanted to get Starfield as an exclusive and do all that shit, and now Microsoft kind of just did it to them.
Yeah.
And
And the thing is, Sony can really do nothing about it. They're
oh
so
yeah,
impotent, so powerless because, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong on this, but I heard that, they were about to, like, the license for the exclusive MLB, well, the exclusive MLB license was about to expire. And, a potential, I don't know if this is accurate or if this is just a potential scenario I heard somewhere, but it does make sense. Like, they're about to lose their exclusive rights. MLB goes, "Hey, we want to go on other platforms. We want to make more money.
yeah,
Um, if you can't accommodate that, we're going to take our business elsewhere." Because at the end of the day, they own the name, they own the IP, they have absolute say.
yeah. I mean, you just
Even
gotta
though
find
Sony,
another studio to go make a baseball game, which is
yeah.
very not a crazy thing to do. Um, I mean, there's a lot of Sony fans who are very pissed off about this because this has been something.
Why? Like, just
No, no,
stop
no, no,
crying.
no,
Like,
no,
what
no,
are they,
no, 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 no,
children?
no, 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 no. Let me finish my statement. There's a lot of Sony fans who are pissed off at this because this has been something exclusive to them for years and something
Oh,
made by.
boo! Fuck you
Let me
too.
fucking finish. This is a first party game made by they're made by a first party studio, and now it's going to Game Pass day one, and it's not on PlayStation Now. It's not on the PlayStation Plus, so people are questioning whether Sony is going to take the L and just give it to them for pretty much free on PlayStation Plus. But I don't know if you're Sony, do you really want to do that? Because there's obviously a lot more people who have PlayStation Plus than have Game Pass. Because PlayStation Plus is just $30 a year for all online stuff, and
$50. I thought it was $50 or $60 a year.
it is $60, but you can get it on eBay for $30 from reputable
Yeah, but
sellers.
when we're saying the price, we should probably say like their price
All
point.
right, but I mean, whatever it is, 50, whatever it is, you're able to get that. Which anyone who's playing on Sony, they're playing Call of Duty, FIFA, or any of these games, already have an online membership. There's a lot more people who have PlayStation Plus than Game Pass, so it's kind of different because now you're just essentially giving it to free for everyone.
I mean, they did just do that with the new Oddworld game.
But Oddworld, MLB, definitely
No, I
different.
know. I'm just saying there is a precedent there
Yeah,
that could.
dude, no one talked about Oddworld. I was so shocked about that. Like, it came out yesterday, and no one talked about it on Twitter. Like, this was a game I was interested in.
Well,
I'm like, oh, I want to hear what people are talking about it. No one's talking about it, so I don't
you
know.
don't need to go to Twitter to know if a game's good or not. I mean, the original, Oddworld
I've never played an
game
Oddworld game.
was great. So, and Soulstorm, I'm pretty sure is a remake. Like this isn't a new game. So
It's a remake. I didn't know that.
you have Abe's Odyssey, I believe. If I'm wrong on that,
All
Oddworld
right.
fans call me out.
Now we have some very sad news, guys. Some very, very sad news. Like,
Well, hold on.
oh,
I
you got
just
more?
gotta say one thing.
Okay.
It's just look, more people get to play the game. It's good. Piss off.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all I have
I
to
mean
say.
definitely.
Like if you're really upset that multiple hundreds of lines of code is just going to be available to more people other than yourself and the people playing on the same platform as you, uh, go back to school. What are you, a child? What are you, kid?
Well, I think
A
the people that are
child?
pissed off are pissed off
Like
at the fact that
why do you have loyalties to a corporation, to a brand like that? I mean, you expect it to be returned? It never will be. It's all about money.
yeah.
Like, grow up. Jesus. Unbelievable. It's like it's a piece of plastic that you play software on. It's great. I love games, man, but people just politicize the shit out of this stuff, and it shouldn't be. It's ridiculous. It's so tribal. Why? It's petty,
It is petty.
and it solves nothing. It's just toxic. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Grow the fuck up. Okay, let's move on. Next topic.
Okay, next topic.
But you know I'm right. But
You are
you
right.
know I'm
It's the corporations don't care about you. Um,
no.
so the very sad news. I cried for multiple hours after reading this. Lego Star Wars: Skywalker Saga has been delayed. It's very unfortunate.
I was upset by this
Yeah,
as well.
so it's not coming in the spring anymore. This was supposed to come out in December, I believe. Then they got pushed to the spring, and now it's getting pushed back again. No release date on this delay. I'm expecting probably the end of summer. I don't think they're going to try to put it into the fall. I'm thinking August, maybe. I could be wrong, but they could try to go to December again. Um,
Maybe October.
I mean, this is a game I was very excited for. This is the most
I was
ambitious Lego game they've ever made.
even
This
though
was
I'm
my
not gonna play a
childhood.
third of
This was my childhood right here. I'm very excited to play it all.
it. Poser.
I mean, I'd love to go see like some Mandalorian content in it and stuff like that.
There'll be a character pack with Mando characters for sure.
Oh, I
There's no.
already have it. It's in the deluxe edition, and they're charging like $10 extra for character packs from all their.
I have it
There's
pre-ordered.
like a Bad Batch one,
No, I'm
um,
excited.
Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2. I think Rogue One,
Well,
Solo.
no, Rogue One and Solo are getting their own missions.
Oh, they are. Oh,
Yeah.
dope. But yeah,
Which
anyway,
I
yeah, I mean,
definitely will play,
oh
but
yeah,
like I said, I'm not playing an entire third of that game, the sequel trilogy. I don't give a shit. It's garbage. It's garbage, and you won't be able to ever convince me
yeah,
otherwise. And I'm tired of explaining myself on it. I'm just gonna say it's trash because we all know why. It
yeah.
just is
But I mean, it's a shame that
commercialized
it's getting
garbage.
delayed. But I
This
mean,
will
then
be
again, delays are gonna happen. It's something we expected to see. Um, and yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, and on the notes of delays, I've got a bad feeling about something like, and I'm just gonna throw it into this topic since we're
shut your
talking about it.
mouth. I don't even want that energy put out there, man. Why are you trying to bring us all
Well, I
down,
mean, your
Frank?
tweet. I mean,
Why are you
you
trying?
retweeted someone, and then I saw
I
it.
retweeted some. We're a month out. Shush. All right.
I'm
Everything's fine.
nervous, bro.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. Resident Evil 8 will not be delayed.
Every
Okay. Next topic.
situation is normal. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, we got some new Game Pass games coming, so let's
Lay it
talk
on
about them real
us.
quick. GTA 5 will be returning to the Xbox console Game Pass. Zombie Army 4 Dead War will be coming to
Great
PC
game.
and consoles, which that's notable because that was just on PlayStation Plus this month, so that's pretty cool.
Best zombie army game to date.
NHL 21 coming to consoles. Rain on Your Parade coming to PC and consoles. Pathway on PC. Emily the Show we obviously talked about, consoles only. Um, and then they also confirmed that in May, FIFA 21 will be coming to Game Pass, which is pretty big. And then as far as games leaving the platform, Deliver Us the Moon is leaving. Gato Roboto is leaving. Wargroove is leaving. And then Madden 15 to 21 is leaving. And NHL 18 and 19 are leaving.
I haven't heard of any of those
Um,
besides the sports titles. Well, no, Deliver Us to the
so
Moon. I've heard of, but I don't know what
let's
it
write down the
is.
timestamp real quick. And our final topic of the video, unless it's breaking news, which seems to always happen.
I'll check.
E3 is going to be fully digital this summer. They have confirmed that quite a few companies will be there: Nintendo, Microsoft, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Warner Bros., Koch Media, a few other ones. But let me see. I want to say Take Two as well. Let me just double check. But they're saying it's going to be from the 12th to the 15th. And I mean, it's good that most of these companies are going to be there. Now, obviously, there are a few companies that aren't going to be there. Sony's not going to be there as of right now. I mean, there is time for them to get on it, but as of right now, no Sony, no EA, no Activision, no Square Enix, and no Bandai Namco. So, no Elden Ring. But, I mean, there is a chance that a lot of these games could be seen at, like, an Xbox showcase. So, it's not officially over. It also seems like the Bethesda showcase is getting combined with the Xbox showcase now. So, that is what should have been from the beginning. So, that is good news.
Yeah, no
But
breaking news. It looks like
that is that. I wonder if we will see Silent Hill. I doubt it, but
yeah, well,
um,
can you say obsolete, Frank?
that is
Because
it.
I
Unless there's
think,
breaking
the
news. Is there
ES
any breaking news?
I think the ESA is about to learn that word themselves fairly soon. Fairly, I said verily, like combining very and fairly. I don't know. Well, whichever word you want to use, it'll be soon. They're about to be using that word quite a bit because I don't see E3 lasting that long. They might come back for maybe one physical event next year, but E3 cannot survive as a digital only platform. I
Well,
mean,
no, they're saying that next year. They've already confirmed it. They're saying 2022 is going to be back in person.
no, yeah, no, I was just saying, like they might make it to that point.
Yeah,
It depends on what happens this year.
that's very fair.
Because I don't think it can even work in the digital space. I mean, you're still charging developers money to come and publishers money to come when they could just do their own event
Yeah,
online.
there's still a lot more companies here than I expected.
Yeah, no, I expected it to be a ghost town,
Like
and
the
it still
fact that
is
like
compared to like
Microsoft's going to
past
go and
like
Nintendo,
experiences.
and who
That is
knows? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just crazy, but I mean, I guess some people like it. I mean,
No, I always did, but again, I just don't
I've
see
always
much.
liked it too. I mean, from a company perspective, that like some of these companies are actually agreeing to go there. It just doesn't make any sense to me that these companies would actually like it, because why would you want to go spend more money when you know you can just host it online and probably have the same viewership? But then
Yeah,
again, I guess maybe it helps them and then they get better feedback.
I don't know. I don't think E3 is gonna be around for too much longer. Honestly, especially with all the directs, whether it be from Nintendo or PlayStation. And
Yeah, I mean,
they all have their different name for them, but it's all the same format for the most part. They can just keep doing that whenever they want. They aren't, locked down to a specific month, June, where they have to reveal everything. They can do it at their own pace and, freeze a lot of, you know, just it's much more they have much more of a mobility in their marketing and their development cycles. They having just complete control over the time frames of everything. It just I don't see any reason if I was running a company like Sony, like Microsoft, I wouldn't go to E3 unless I had the cash to burn, like Microsoft does. Maximum exposure, I guess. But yeah, obsolete. I don't really see them lasting for too much longer. And it just they can't exist in the modern world anymore. I feel like there's too many ways to get the same exact thing done easier and cheaper.
yeah, I mean, especially with like the Summer Game Fest thing. I mean, you can just put your game into that. It's like, why would you want to go spend money for E3?
Yeah.
But I mean, we know Bandai Namco has their next thing that they're doing. Square Enix has their Presents thing. PlayStation has their thing. EA has always kind of had their thing on the side that they've done. So I mean, I would expect more and more people to continue leaving E3. But then again, maybe 2022, saves it with it being in person again. Maybe people want to come back to that. But we'll see.
No, we
Um,
shall.
we
And it's
shall.
coming soon.
Yeah. Now back onto Resident Evil, dude. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
getting nervous.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I refuse to engage in this conversation.
I mean, dude, we're in April. There's supposed to be a showcase in April. They announced this other demo. This other demo, where's it at? It's coming out.
It'll be here, Frank.
I better.
It'll be here. It's coming.
I hope so.
I swear to God, if they're delaying it to make the last gen versions run better, I'll be so goddamn pissed off.
It's
Because I
possible,
didn't want
Mike.
last gen. I was so happy when they said that there was going to be no last gen version of RE Village. I was like, yes, it won't be held back by any technical limitations of ancient hardware. And I do mean ancient because the Xbox One and PS4 were outdated pieces of fucking hardware when they came out.
Yep.
Those things should all be burned. If you have a base PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, I am so sorry. I am so goddamn sorry. Um, it they're terrible pieces of machinery and incredibly subpar, technically speaking. So the fact that this game might be held back to compensate for that, because that's what a lot of issues with Cyberpunk were too. I'm just kind of draw parallels with delays here. Um, yeah, I'd be very pissed off. But knock on wood, it doesn't happen. Not putting that energy out there. Uh, but you got me to break, Frank. You got me to talk about it. You happy? You happy? You got me to acknowledge it.
I am happy. I'm always
Piss
happy.
off.
Ugh.
If it gets delayed now, I'm blaming it all on you. The entire internet will come down on you like a soaring shitstorm.
That is fair.
That is fair.
Oh, there is a little leak that did happen.
Little leak.
Yeah.
Little leak.
I don't know how reputable this guy is.
Then maybe we shouldn't say it. Who is it?
I'm doing some research. Give me a second.
Doing some research.
Just entertain the people. Sing a song.
Entertain the people. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. And we're all in the mood for a melody. And you got us feeling alright. Alright, I'm not gonna go anymore. Please tell me
So
you got your
supposedly
research.
this guy was able to know about the Unreal Engine 5 thing like a month in advance. So I don't know if that really makes him credible. But
Take
he's saying that
whatever Frank is about to say with a massive grain of salt.
it's
Say
just
that
said he like, knows a lot here, which almost feels like he knows too much. But he's
So
saying that
what?
he received this information from the marketing division of Square Enix, and it's talking about the Nintendo Switch, the new Nintendo Switch thing that's coming out, and they're saying that it's going to be coming out in February 2022. Some more spec information. They're going to reveal it over the summer, which we've already known about. They're saying the Zelda sequel is coming out on March 17th of 2022. It's going to run at 700p, 50 FPS in portable, and then 1080p, 60 FPS, or 4K 30 in docked. They're also saying that the Pokemon Legends Arceus game's coming out on February 12th. Super Mario Galaxy 2 coming out in April 2022. I don't
Wait,
really.
like a remaster or
Yeah, like
re-release?
a Switch port.
Gotcha.
So I don't really know how
I
accurate.
mean,
And
I
they're
I
also saying some
I
stuff with
feel
Square
like it would
Enix.
launch in 2022 over 2021. Personally, I feel like it would launch in the same time frame that the original Switch did.
Yeah, they're saying that Final Fantasy, the new one, I don't know Roman numerals. It's 16, I believe.
Yeah.
Gameplay with the release window. We'll get that trailer. They're saying it's gonna be 2022 now. They're saying a Kingdom Hearts game will come out in 2022. They're saying Forspoken will be coming out in 2022. Babylon's Fall coming out in 2023. New Tomb Raider IP will get announced. Um,
Wait, when is this all supposed to happen?
After summer Square Enix presents thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how accurate this stuff is.
yeah,
Maybe it's all right, and we'll see in like
that's a
2 months from
lot.
now. We'll be like, oh shit, it was all right. But on that note, guys, thank you for watching. We'll be seeing you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.